Hi, AEIS artists. Today we are going to be adding on to our PopArt self-portrait. So this is our end product where we are just using primary colors, and eventually we're going to do our Ben-Day dots. Okay, but today we are going to start laying in our primary colors. And notice I don't have paint everywhere. So everybody should have a container of primary colors. You don't really need white. There is white in here, but we don't need white because we're working on white paper. And black. And then you should have 4 brushes. Again, we're not going to use white, so 1 brush per color. And you'll be sharing it with the person next to you. You'll also have paper towels, because it's always nice to have paper towels just in case you need them. So, you got your brushes, probably some water to stick your brushes in when you're done. We have our artwork that we did. So we created our self-portrait, and then we went over our lines with either a Sharpie, and not all my Sharpies are working. I'm waiting for an order. So if we don't have a Sharpie that works, you're going to go over all your pencil lines with a black crayon. And a black crayon works really well. So again, you're going to push down. I'm just going to go over a couple of my lines with my black crayon so that you can kind of see. We could use an oil pastel, but an oil pastel really smears, and I don't want to deal with the smearing of oil pastel. So I'm just going over some of my lines. I won't go over all of them because I already did that with a black Sharpie. So I went over my lines with a black crayon, and you can sharpen these if you need to, but the biggest thing you want to do is press down so that you're getting a nice solid line, okay? You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. Okay, we don't want to do anything light. We really want to press down. If your crayon breaks, that's okay. Before you start painting, what you're going to do is erase all of your pencil lines. And if you use crayon, you're going to have to be careful because the crayon will smear. And I just found that out. So, if you use crayon, be careful around the pencil lines, because if you erase your crayon, it's going to smear. So I erased my pencil marks. You can see I got a little bit of a smear there. Oh well, I'm just going to have to go with it. So be careful. Okay, sometimes when I do something that I haven't done before, so I haven't tried to erase crayon over pencil or pencil over crayon, so be careful. It smears. So now we're going to decide our primary colors and then black. So for the black, you want to just add an accent stripe somewhere. So maybe I'll do that first. So I'm going to dip my brush in my paint, and this is already liquid, so you don't need to add water. And you're just going to add, I'm looking up at my other example, and the example here, I did a little. All right, welcome back, AS artists. I had a glitch with my camera. But I had erased my lines. We drew dark lines over our pencil lines, and then again, be careful with the black crayon because it smears. So I did my first accent line with my black. Okay. If the partner next to you hasn't used black, you can just place your black. Let's just each have our own brush. Our next one is I'm going to use red. So again, we're just using our primary colors. And I'm going to just paint, and again, be careful so you don't blend the colors. So we're just adding some accent color, and you don't even have to do both sides. I think I'm going to just, maybe I will do the whole hair. So we don't have a lot of mixes. We're not mixing colors. We're using the pure primary colors, which are red, blue, and yellow. You want to be able to see the lines underneath. So you want to be able to see the lines you created underneath. Cool. All right. So if my partner hasn't used red, I guess we could just kind of carefully put the brushes like that. Next, we're going to use, I'm going to use yellow, or blue, doesn't matter which one you did. So this is what my red looks like. I just did the hair. And next I'm going to use blue, and I think I'm going to put blue maybe my shirt. I like blue, so I think I'll use blue for my shirt. Oh, and you know what I forgot to mention before we started painting? What do you think I forgot to mention before you start painting? One really, really super important fact. Before you start painting, what should we have all done? Anybody? I hope people are saying on the back of your artwork. I don't want that pen. On the back of your paper. Notice I don't have my name. So, on the back of your paper, you want to make sure you write your name and your teacher's name. So be sure, in fact, I will make sure everybody turns their paper over before we even start this video, and you're going to put your name and your teacher's name. It's always cool if you put your table color on because whoever's going to pass these out can find you a lot easier. All right, so I've got my red and blue, and again, you got to watch so your brushes don't twirl. Red and blue. And now I have to add a little bit of yellow. So for my yellow, maybe I'll just do my glasses. Now these brushes are kind of big, but I think I'm going to try and just do. And I got some red because my red is wet, so I got some red on my yellow. So what does red and yellow make? Hopefully I heard you all say orange. And orange is secondary color, so we are only doing primary colors. Cool. You know what? I think I'm going to add yellow to my earrings. I did some earrings. I think I'm going to dot some earrings. And that's it. All right. So, again, with our pop art piece, we're not adding a lot of paint. We're only adding some in a few areas. You're adding a black accent line to go through and behind your self-portrait. We're going to place these on the drying rack, and then we are going to practice doing Ben-Day dots. So for your Ben-Day dots, we're going to use our white paper. Actually, I'll show you that in another video. So let's concentrate on getting our self-portrait outline with either a black crayon or a black Sharpie. You can't use the Crayola pens because they're water-based, and as soon as we add our liquid paint, they're going to really smear. So unfortunately, we can't use these, and my black Sharpies aren't the best, but I'm getting new ones, but not yet. So we're kind of stuck with using the black crayons. So they work really good. I really like the way they look. Once your paint is dry, we can go over the black lines even again. So we can always do it a second time. So have fun adding your primary colors to your pop art self-portrait. In the next video, it will go over how we're going to practice creating our Ben-Day dots and learning about Ben-Day dots. So enjoy working with your primary colors and creating your self-portrait.